You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
First this morning, Atlanta police on the search for this man. He's accused of shooting and killing a well-loved nightclub co-owner. For the first time, the victim's brother is sharing a message.
What was once announced as a weeks-long process will take months. There's new details about just how long it will take to seat a jury for the YSL RICO trial.
Well, we're looking at some rain pushing into our forecast area as we speak. It's light for the most part. Will become more scattered as we head toward the afternoon. Temperatures staying warm today, though. I have the details coming up.
Every rush hour starts with the first wreck, and we've got it on 85 southbound at Beaver Ruin. It's sitting off to the right, but those cars coming at you, that's a lot of traffic building up out of Gwinnett County.
New details this morning as Atlanta police search for the man right here on your screen. This is 39-year-old Jonathan Soto, and he's accused of shooting and killing the co-owner of an Atlanta nightclub. Now, police say he came back after being kicked out of that venue.
And this morning, we're also learning that Soto worked for the man that he's accused of killing. Molly Oaks shares a plea from the victim's brother.
This morning, we're also hearing from Michael Gideon's family. I want you to take a look at your screen. We have the Instagram post from his brother. He's offering a $100,000 reward to anyone with information leading to an arrest. The post talks about how they were all like family, how he doesn't know why this happened, and his plea to the community to help. Last night, people who love the 49-year-old father of four, husband and business owner, came out to this vigil. They say they hope the suspect turns himself in.
I'm personally relieved that they've identified somebody in a senseless crime. You know, Mike was such a good guy, you know, a good family man, a kind man, a gentle guy, like always a smile.
People at the vigil last night told us the suspect worked for Michael as a promoter for the past couple of years. Anyone with any kind of information, call police. Back to you all.
Sticking with your 11 minutes of nonstop news, a tragic update in a missing persons case.
A 16-year-old girl who's been missing for 6 months has been found dead. Somebody found Susana Morales' body as they were walking along Drowning Creek Road Monday in Decula. Morales disappeared July 26. Gwinnett County Police think she may have gotten into a car while she was walking home from a friend's house. Investigators have not said how she died.
The judge in the trial against rapper Young Thug, an accused member of YSL gang, says the final group of potential jurors won't be brought in until next month. Once there's a qualified group of jurors, the judge says it could take 2.5 to 4 months to narrow down the jury pool. That's all before the trial can begin, and prosecutors say YSL is a gang. Young Thug's attorney says YSL is just a record label.
A hearing today in the Atlanta Public Schools cheating scandal is pushing some to call for an end to the case. The lawyer for the 6 remaining defendants is going to go before a judge today, looking to withdraw because of a possible conflict of interest. Some human rights groups want the judge to spare teachers from probation and prison time. In all, 23 educators confessed to changing students' answers on standardized tests in 2009. 11 others were convicted at that trial. And that was a look at your Thursday morning headlines.
And don't call it a comeback, but rain is back in the forecast, Chesley.
Didn't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Then look at this. We do have the rain pushing back into the area. It's light for the most part. No heavy rain at all, and this is falling apart as it moves through. More of a nuisance for us than anything else, and it will remain in the forecast through the day today. It'll be isolated or scattered, and so not everyone getting wet, and we're not talking about large amounts of rain either. That rain, light for the most part up here to the north. You can see Ellijay, Calhoun, down toward Rome. Then we have the light rain. And it is pushing toward the east and will fall apart. So by the time it gets to Canton, more scattered. You don't have any out there right now, Canton, so you're dry. But through the weekend, you'll have a chance for some rain. Look at this. It stays in the forecast. I know initially when we started out this work week, we thought the weekend would be nice and dry. Some changes have come. Area of low pressure will slide through now, keeping that chance for the rain in the forecast even as we head to the weekend. And the temperatures will start to fall off as well. So it will be a relatively cold rain for us on Saturday, 60% chance there, 40% chance Sunday morning. I think by the afternoon we'll begin to clear out. That'll set us up for some sunshine as we get back into the work week next week. All right. Front back off to the west. Will make its way over toward the east. You can see how the rain is starting to fall apart as it moves into our area. Nice little southerly flow coming in for today. Those winds will start to pick up ahead of this front as well, maybe up to about 10, 15 miles per hour. Gusts may be a little bit higher than that. Storm Prediction Center has shown that there's not a lot of instability with this system at all, so just a general threat for thunderstorms for us. I don't think we'll see much at all, just the rain that will be around. Here it is, our forecast track model. You can follow along with me with the time right there at the top of the screen. Shows the light rain this morning and then starts to disappear. Scattered or isolated showers will be the case as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Going to catch a break tonight into tomorrow morning. We'll still keep the clouds in place, but by the time we get to the afternoon, more of that rain starts to move back into our forecast area. Good 30 to 40% chance for it on Friday. Saturday morning, we start off with the clouds once again through early afternoon. Late afternoon, that rain starts to move to the north, becomes a little bit more widespread, maybe even a couple of rumbles of thunder. We'll have to watch up here to the North Georgia mountains as that colder air begins to filter in. Could see some snow mixing in the higher elevations. That'll be Sunday morning. By the afternoon, we'll clear that out. 55 degrees for your high temperature. Then we warm back up as we start the work week next week with the sunshine returning by Monday.
New details this morning on the latest push to make Buckhead its own city, and we're getting a response from some opposing state senators who represent the area. Senators Halperin, Estevez, and McLaurin released a statement saying, in part, quote, "We stand united in our position that the city of Atlanta should and will remain united. The vast majority of our constituents oppose efforts to separate their community from the city of Atlanta," end quote. This week, 5 Georgia senators filed a bill calling for a charter boundaries and governing authorities. Buckhead Cityhood movement isn't new. It's something that's been discussed for the last 20 years. Advocates have cited Atlanta's high crime rate and lower taxes as reasons to succeed. Your 11 minutes of nonstop news continues with a developing story about your taxes.
The IRS says confusion over some tax refunds means Georgia taxpayers should wait to file. 11 Alive's Jerry Carnes joining us to explain whose impact, and Jerry, why this warning to wait.
It's not a typical year. Not at all.
No.
Typically, it's a good idea to file your return as soon as you get all of the pertinent documents, but this tax season brings a lot of changes. Even the IRS is uncertain whether some payments we got last year are taxable or not.
They were gifts from the state of Georgia. Tax rebates issued last year provided welcome relief then, but confusion now. Many Georgia taxpayers are in a holding pattern thanks to indecision from the Internal Revenue Service.
For the majority of our clients, we're going to hold off on filing any individual returns for the time being.
Atlanta CPA Jonathan Levins explains that while rebates issued by the state of Georgia last year will not be taxed on the state level, the IRS has not determined if they should be taxed by the federal government. The IRS has issued a statement calling the issue complex, adding that taxpayers who were uncertain about the taxability of the $250 and $500 checks from the state should wait until additional guidance is available before filing federal tax returns.
You would have hoped that there would have been more clarity around this. This really is a federal determination. And unfortunately, as a taxpayer, the starting point is your federal income tax return. So until that gets resolved, it really holds up the process.
For many, it will delay refunds from the IRS. The agency has promised more clarity next week.
The IRS wants to avoid a situation where you file now only to have to file an amended return later. For taxpayers who've already filed a return, the IRS says don't do anything right now. Wait until the agency has more information that's hopefully coming next week. Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Jerry. Right now, you're taking a live look from Turkey. The search efforts have been nonstop now for 3 days, still frantically searching for any earthquake survivors. The death toll is now up to 17,000 people. There's so much damage, it's hard to get food, water, and any other help to the region. Turkey's president has declared a 3-month state of emergency. 2 U.S. search crews are on the ground as of this morning. They'll work in the bitter cold trying to save lives.
If you're going out this afternoon, make sure you carry your umbrella. There will be scattered showers or isolated showers around through the day. We'll have them around at noon. 64 degrees will be our temperature, warming up nicely as we head to the afternoon. Not the 70s we hit yesterday, but we'll get up to 67 degrees for your afternoon high. Again, those scattered showers in the forecast. Not everyone gets wet, but they'll be around. 65 degrees with cloudy skies by 6 o'clock by the time you're driving home. Looks like that rain is going to stick around through the rest of the weekend as temperatures begin to cool down.
You all right?
Yes.
You know, the cough's always come at the worst moment.
It's the weather switching up, Chesney. It's your fault.
Oh, it's allergies already. Have a good day, everybody. Today's show's coming up next.
You all right?